welcome to another episode of Multiverse, the Multiverse podcast, that is all things nerdy and whatnot. I am Jay, currently hosting the show, and I am joined by the lovely Chandler.
Howdy, y'all.
And today, we're going to just shoot the shit about Pokemon because it's fucking awesome.
Woo! Poke bros for life.
I don't know, do you want to start with the game first, or do you want to talk about, like, the Sword and Shield game, or do you want to talk about the Pokemon Go?
Yeah, we never got to do a Sword and Shield episode, so we can just kind of, like, briefly touch on that.
Alright, cool. Let's start with that and then go into Pokemon Go.
Sure. So, yeah. This is the 8th generation of Pokemon. It's kind of neato. Burrito. What was the most recent anniversary? Was it 20-year anniversary in 2016, I think?
It came out in, what, 96?
It's like 96, 97, yeah.
Yeah, 96 and 97 was the first one, so it's coming on to the 25-year, like, next year, but...
Yeah, wow.
It's going to be in the silver years.
Yeah.
Man,
almost 25 years, guys.
So get this, I was at Stop and Shop, and the, cashier and the bag person were talking, they're, discussing Pokemon, and they're, apparently there's some, knockoff game on the internet, where
Temtem.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a harder version, they said?
Yeah, it's more like co-op-y and multiplayer-y.
So they told me that you can't beat the rival no matter what. And I was like, oh, that's lame. Like, you can't beat the rival in the first fight no matter what.
Oh.
I was like,
Okay.
That doesn't make sense. That's dumb. And he's like, yeah, just like in Pokemon. And I was like, what? No. You can beat the rival in Pokemon, no problem. He's like, well, they make it more difficult. I was like, yeah, but they're not unbeatable.
Right.
And, my first thought, he was a high school kid, I think. So my first thought was, I've been playing this game longer than you've been alive. Don't tell me what goes on in Pokemon.
Get good, scrub.
Oh, man. It feels so weird interacting with younger people with, these games and stuff like that.
I personally love it because you can, show them so many, cool things. Or, they don't really know, a lot about the history of stuff. I think it's nice to have that kind of perspective. But,
That's fair.
I'm not a big fan of gatekeeping because I feel like there's nothing to be gained from it. And you don't want to, cut off people from, enjoying something and kind of keeping the thing going further, you know?
I don't mean to imply that I'm gatekeeping or anything like that. I'm trying to say, just interacting with the people that are of a younger generation or mindset. So just to talk about Pokemon Go for a minute, a friend of mine and I were doing a Lapras raid, probably 7 or 8 months ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. And this kid joined us. He was he was new-ish to the game. He was level 16, so that's pretty low. And he didn't, contribute much to the raid, but, we let him in on it with us because we could just do it ourselves. And this was in a parking lot at a Boston market. And the kid was like, I've never won a raid before. Can you help me catch? And I was like, yeah, sure, bud. I can't guarantee that I'll get it because there are question marks on it, so it's super hard to catch for you. But I'll do my best. He's like, cool, thank you. And so, I'm using the kid's phone to try and catch the Lapras, and, all of a sudden I hear, Marcus! Marcus! What are you doing? Get away from that car! Dad, I'm playing Pokemon. Why are you bothering those nice people?
Oh.
I'm just like, And Dad comes over, just I'm very sorry. I'm like, hey, it's no problem, man. I'm just playing a community game. I'm trying to help your son catch his thing. If I can, I can. If I can't, I can. Whatever. And Dad's just, consistently apologizing and being like, what is wrong with you? To the kid, right next to me. And this was such an awkward exchange for me because I'm like, I don't want to interact with kids, but, I don't want to be rude either.
Are you saying it's kind of a surreal experience having, younger players?
I just feel like it's awkward interacting with kids. I'm not good with kids.
Well, this is your practice.
Even Carlos' son just stares at me, and he's 6 months old. No, he's not 6 months old. But, even still,
he can't
just
talk
stares
yet.
at me.
He doesn't count.
Nah, Max is adorable. But so many of my friends' kids just don't. I don't know how to interact with them. And if they talk to me about Pokemon and like try and correct me on something, I'm just like, God damn it, kid! I'm from the older generation. You were born in it, and I was raised with it.
Yeah, molded by it.
Man. And another time, like, I think my friend's son, who's like 4 or 5, tried to tell me that I was saying a name wrong. And I was like, no, it's Giratina. It's not like Gahiratina. And I was like, Mike, correct your son. He's like, he's gonna learn. Don't you worry.
You're too young to be this pedantic.
No, but it is super cute with the kids and stuff like that, because like the same son, Drew, was just like, oh, do you have this Pokemon? Like, he was super competitive about like which Pokemon that his family had and like what I had. Like, do you have a Blastoise? Yeah, man, I got one right here. Ooh, how strong is it? I think it's like 1637. Mine's 1724. Like, mine's so good. I was like, cool, buddy. Do you have a Rayquaza? Do you have a shiny Rayquaza? No.
I'll crush
I got them right here. I'm so bitter.
Here's my Cadillac, you little scrub.
But I'll say with the newest version of it, I think it was super fun. Like, there's not a whole lot of, I think, replay value in it. I haven't done the new DLC pack or whatever. Do you have to pay for it?
Okay. Yeah, I got that already. Yeah, that was like, what, $30? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't we pay $60 for the game?
We sure did.
And they're doing a DLC for $30.
They sure are.
Is it worth it?
I think so. You get 2 kind of like new areas, and you get like they add 200 more Pokemon to the national dex, but you can still get the registration in your if you don't pay for it. But like in order to like get them, actually, you have to be able to buy the.
So the Pokemon are in the zone, so you can catch them on your own, or you can trade for it.
Right, you can trade for them even if you don't have the DLC pack. But if you have the DLC pack, you'll be able to catch them as well.
I'll say I don't like that because like we paid $60 for a Pokemon game already.
Yeah, I know.
Every other game's been like, what, 45 tops?
Yeah, but I think it's just like changing with the times. I mean, like every other like system and game has that same system, like the same like structure. So I think like Pokemon is just being competitive, honestly. So
yeah, no, I get it, but I just miss the days with complete video games.
Yeah, me too.
Like I'm playing Call of Duty now, and they're doing pretty good with not making you pay for extra stuff. Like it's a freemium. Well, not freemium because you paid $60 for it, but you get the maps and everything like that. It just updates with the seasons. My main issue with the game itself is that like it's over 120 gigs on my PlayStation, which is ridiculously big. Thick as fuck. Like, I've had to delete so many games that I had on the PlayStation just to make room for the updates.
Is there enough content to justify 120 gigabytes of data?
That's the only game I'm playing right now. So,
or is it all just like visuals? That's why it's so big.
It's very visually pleasing for sure. They haven't added content as far as the main story goes because like you just play through a complete story and that's whatever you get like bonus stuff for actually beating it.
Yeah.
But they also add games and stuff like that and like other maps that you'd be able to get different game modes. They consistently update it and there are things that are worth it. And they try and like keep the game balanced too. So they've like changed the perks around. So like Battle Hardened was in the number 2 slot. Now it's in the number 3 slot and stuff like that. So I think it's worth it. I'm enjoying it and I'll gladly pay the $10 or whatever each season that's like 4 months long or 3 months long of playing online to get bonus stuff.
Yeah.
For now, at least. I did it with Apex too and like Fortnite. It's pretty much just like the game of until something else that is like that comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I think like the whole DLC like structure is kind of like lame and scammy, but it's like at the same time it's like you're getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. So I think it's like a cost that I'm willing to pay because it's like,
Right.
you know, I was gonna
It's like cell
play it
phone
anyway.
games.
Right, exactly. Like if it makes you happy and you're gonna use it every day, play it every day or every other day, like it's worth it. It's a worthwhile purchase. You've spent
Logging
more on
in,
dumber shit.
logging in every day on Pokemon Go still for the past year.
Oh yeah, I've been missing a couple of days. I like stopped for like 2 years, I think, then I got back into it.
I mean, so did I.
Yeah.
After 2016, and like, I stopped right before the original Mewtwo raids,
Mm-hmm.
and then jumped back on last year, I think. No, I started again in 2018, but I was
Same.
just casually playing, just like occasionally, like, oh, I'll catch something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've just been going hard the past year.
Yeah, I was just like, I just randomly like scrolled by it one day. And I was like, I wonder if they changed anything because I played like
Yep.
last time, like 2016, like only had like the first 150 Pokemon. I was like, okay, this is really boring. After like 1 year of just 150, and when I opened it, they're like already up to like Generation 4. I was like, oh shit, when did this happen?
Yeah, I think they're on Gen 5 now too, Black and
Yeah,
White.
that was like a couple months ago they started that. Yeah,
Yeah, which is pretty dope. They're probably going to catch up to. I don't know if they're going to add that many Pokemon because that's going to be overwhelming. But
yeah,
I like
for
that
sure.
they do game specific things too, like the Alola and Weezing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never thought they would do something like that. So that was like a cool precedent.
Yeah, and it like doesn't change anything in the Pokedex too because like, oh, you just don't have this version of the Pokemon, so it might be blacked out that way.
Yeah,
I think they're doing a really good job, like in general, Pokemon Go and like Pokemon Sword and Shield are doing well. The thing that got me most with Sword and Shield, like, two complaints.
sure.
One, they made leveling incredibly easy.
Yes.
3 complaints. 2, the private den battles and stuff like that are annoying as fuck. Because
Yes.
someone will post something, you'll go to click on it to join the den battle, and then it'll just be like, no, it's private.
I think it's like a more of an infrastructure thing. They just like didn't put in the money into it to kind of like make the servers more accessible for everybody. So it's just like super laggy and lanky and janky. So it's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like people just make it privatized that way they can like send their friends, and I get that, but like
Yeah.
they should have like a specific code that they send their like they should have a friends list that they can invite someone into
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well, they need like their like the information feed system needs to like more of like a regular refresh rate, just because like you
Right.
can like when you click on like to join a raid, like it'll already be expired and like it's been there for
Right.
like you just opened it, and it's like I wish if it just had like a manual refresh or it kind of like just live updated, that'd be so much better. 'Cause
You have to
get, it's
wait
like,
5 minutes after you updated it already so that you can get a new update.
right, and you've already missed like 60 raids by then, you know.
Right.
And it's just like
And nobody wants to
annoying.
do a den battle that's not a Gigamax too, for the most part.
Right.
And they've made catching Gigamax so fucking hard in comparison to
Yeah,
everything
the
else.
catch rate is so low. Like it took me like 5 tries just to get a Lapras.
I haven't even gotten a Lapras yet. I've only gotten like the 4-star ones, like I think not Torkoal, the Colossal
Mm-hmm.
and Sandaconda. I think those
My
are the only Gigamax that I
Sandaconda
have.
don't. My Sandaconda
I think I got 2, so if
don't.
you want one, let me know.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. I got
Are we
some,
friends on it? I think we need
I
to
don't
fix
think
that.
so. Yeah, we should totally
Yeah.
add.
And then the third thing is Sword Word and Shield Bert.
Oh, I actually love them. They're super annoying.
They're so incredible. I guess 4 things, because like one of the things that I really liked in all these Pokemon games, and I know that they want to change things for each region and everything like that,
Yeah.
is that this game doesn't have a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no side quest. You're just straight up going through battling the gyms, then going to the Elite Four, their version of the Elite Four,
Yeah.
and like add a little bit of adventure.
Yeah.
There's
was
no point for
definitely-
exploring.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty linear. I definitely remember at one point, it only took me like 2 minutes to get between like getting my 3rd badge and my 4th badge or something. I was just like,
Right.
oh, I was expecting a little bit more of like a little more like side quest action. It's just very linear, and you just kind of like just blow through the main game. And I think that's kind of why they were probably planning the DLCs later, just to kind of give you a little bit more to do. But I do wish they kind of like pump some more effort into the main game, main storyline.
It's just so expensive for like a DLC that's so soon after.
Right, and you're paying like $60 to play a game that's only going to last you like 20 hours altogether.
Yeah, probably not even.
Really, a lot shorter. I took my sweet time. This is me like playing like 1 hour like every other day.
Right. Well, the thing is, like, I guess if you add cutscenes, then yeah, it's going to be 20 plus hours.
Mm-hmm.
But like, of actual game, like Kingdom Hearts, that game only had like 7 hours of actual gameplay, but it was like 23 hours after cutscenes and shit like that.
Oh, that's so brutal. You're just watching a movie.
It was fucking awful.
Kingdom Hearts first 3? One?
No, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, I bought the most that. Recent I didn't even play it yet. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're just watching a movie for a majority of it.
Wow.
And like, if you didn't play the side games, then you're going to be fucking lost as far as the story goes.
Oh. I got the Story So Far collection, so it has like everything before 3.
Okay, so you'll be fine as far as that goes. My main problem with Kingdom Hearts, well, not my main problem, but one of my other problems with Kingdom Hearts 3 is like, they only give you, I think, 6 or 7 worlds to go through, and they're just like the spoiler Pixar ones.
Okay.
That's it.
Just like the movies that they didn't get to cover yet,
like
in the past
Big
like
Hero
7
6,
years.
Toy Story. I think you start off in Hercules' world, but like that's only for the tutorial for it.
They do Frozen?
Yeah, they do Frozen. And they do not Brave, Tangled.
I love Tangled.
I never saw Tangled before, and like
good.
I feel like I just saw everything with they like just do the movie content as far as like what you're doing for the story. Like they did not put enough content in the game. It looks pretty, but like it's such a not good game. But like Pokemon, there's a lot of like cutscenes and stuff like that, and like the Dynamax animations take so long.
Yeah, like cutscenes aren't as bad as Sun and Moon, but yeah.
Oof, yeah. I was not a huge like. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Sword and Shield. I thought it was a lot of fun to go through the game, and like they have really interesting character designs for the Pokemon. Yeah. Toxel is fucking adorable, and Toxicity is a really cool Pokemon. They're probably my favorite of the newest generation.
Yeah. They have like so many good designs. Like I think I've mentioned it millions of years ago, but I love it when like I think a lot of like the low points of Pokemon design is when they were trying to like cram like 150 into like a generation, as opposed to just kind of like curating it a little bit better and just kind of releasing like under 100 at a time, because then you get a little bit more creativity with the designs. You're not just like throwing shit against the wall or like, you know, watering things down. Like Gen 5, like as fun as it was, the designs were really crappy. Most of them, because they were just like, we're a new region, we want to kind of like refresh, we got to make 150 new Pokemon, and like all they ended up doing was copying a bunch of Gen 1 ideas, and it's just like was really shitty. Yeah, Bidoof's Gen 4, but they had like
I'm not a huge fan. No, I'm not a huge fan of Gen 3.
Oh, I like Gen 3. I like Gen 3 in terms of gameplay.
I don't like Gen 3 in terms of gameplay.
Interesting.
I liked a lot of the character designs, but like they did a lot of really cool innovative things with Gen 2, like having the night and day mode. And like the did they introduce Pokemon? No, Pokemon Following You was Soul Silver Heart Gold. But like going back to the Johto region, and like there was so much to do afterward.
I think Pokemon followed you in Crystal too.
Did they follow? I
can't remember.
Honestly, Crystal's like I feel like that's a forgotten Pokemon game.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was in full color, which was pretty dope because it was on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes. Oh my god.
And
but Gen 3 had so many like I feel like Gen 3 really revolutionized it, because they did the physical special split. Well, they did not the special split in terms of like type, but like they split the types. They gave it natures, that was a thing, more advanced breeding mechanics, secret bases,
They, I think they introduced a lot of cool stuff. Don't get me wrong,
mm,
but it was things that like, and they, a lot of these things got improved. Like team battles got improved on later on.
mm,
Like they introduced team battles in Gen 3, but it would just
mm.
be like the twins walking up to you, and there's only like 3 or 4 battles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I
And
think
like,
like Gen 3 and Gen 4 are kind of tied for like how much they added to the gaming.
I'd say Gen 4 is probably my favorite. Not,
Okay.
we'll exclude Gen 1 because I feel like that's just like
It's too
everyone's
easy.
starter. It has a special place in your heart, blah, blah, blah.
Right, right.
So Gen 4, but like specifically Platinum version is my favorite.
Hmm.
And then Heart Gold, Soul Silver is a close second, then X and Y.
Okay. I
Even
like
though Black 2 and White 2 was actually really fun and like a
Black
good
2 and White 2
rebuttal
are my
after
favorite.
Black and White.
Yeah. Black 2 White 2 are definitely my favorite because like they just like added so much content, relevant content, and like they
Hmm.
just made it like it made it fun to play in terms of the post game,
Right.
and it's just like yeah, loved it.
That weird little zone where like just random Pokemon will show up occasionally from like different
Yeah.
generations.
Yeah, and I love like the
Even though it
medal
wasn't that
system.
random.
Yeah,
The
the medal
what?
system was fun. The medal system is kind of like the trophy systems
Oh,
that you have in like
metal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and like you just get it for like the most random shit. Like I remember like I would like check trash cans for items, and like you actually get a medal for checking trash cans. So it's just like really kind of like, you know, cute dumb shit, and it's like it's fun, and it's like it kind of makes you want to like get more. It kind of stretches like the replay value of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think Black and White was very bad,
Yes. I don't know why like it's such like a
but then
drastic difference. It's just like it's the same region, same basically storyline, but just like it's so much different. It's just like weird.
it Black 2 and White 2 was such a good rebuttal. And
Yeah.
just being like, "Oh, hey, it's 2 years in the future. Like, this is what I'm up to now. Sup, I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm really cool with Pokemon. Oh yeah, this Pokemon can fuse with this Pokemon or these 2 Pokemon. It's
Yeah.
really cool." Which like I wish they had a version where it was all 3 of them combined.
I'm sure they're thinking of it.
Well, just specifically those ones because
Mm.
Kyurem was originally a part of Reshiram and Zekrom,
Yeah.
or vice versa. They were a part of him, and the fact that they had the system to combine them, I
Hmm.
would imagine that like even if you couldn't catch it, if they just had like it be a thing, I guess
Hmm.
people would be butthurt if you couldn't catch it.
Yeah. But yeah. The first Black and White were just like they're really short. Like it just I don't know. I can't remember. I have to replay it just to understand why I hated it so much. But like Black and
Yeah,
White 2 was such an improvement. Then Alpha Ruby, Omega Sapphire were really fun. Kind of upset they removed the Battle Frontier, but whatever.
can't forget about that like Pokemon, but fighting different countries and shit like that.
Wait, what?
Was that Frontier?
Yeah, no. Frontier was like you have those different battle facilities, like the Battle Tower, Battle Arcade, Battle like Stadium, whatever. And you just like they all have like their own different like challenges in terms or different ways of style of battling. And you have to kind of like make it to the top.
No, there was a game that came out where like it was basically ancient Japan uh, style leaders.
Oh, you're talking about Pokemon Conquest. That's also an
That's
underrated
it.
fave.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good game. It's like a tactics role, like a tactics turn-based tactics kind of game where you kind of like jump from like square to square and try to like take out your enemies on like a
Right.
battlefield. Yeah,
I thought
that's
it was a really cool concept, but and like they could have built it into something really cool.
yeah. It's also
But
kind of like
like
a dating sim too, because you can kind of like match Pokemon with like the leaders and like you know their compatibility makes you stronger. And it's like now kiss.
like you wanna have this Wigglytuff as your main.
Hmm.
It'll
Yep.
make you Wiggly buff.
This Trico is your soulmate.
That game was so silly. I guess they're coming out with another Pokemon Dungeons though too.
Yeah, they're redoing the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for the DS and Game Boy Advance. I'm excited about that because that's the only one I ever played. So,
Really?
yeah, I'm excited.
So I played one of the Pokemon Dungeon games, and like,
Mhm.
you know how you do the like you answer questions thing to
Mhm.
see
Oh,
what
who'd you
Pokemon
get?
you are.
Yeah.
Who was your first?
I was
'Cause I'm
Psyduck.
upset with mine.
I got
Oh,
Psyduck.
you got Psyduck too?
Oh, you did? That's awesome.
We both got Psyduck.
We're both Tauruses too, by the way, listeners.
I was
Twins.
like super upset that I got Psyduck first. I played
I
it a
love
little
Psyduck.
bit.
Psyduck's
It fucked
awesome.
up. I like didn't save it right or something like that, and so I redid the test after, and I got Squirtle after. I was like, okay, this is acceptable.
No, you got a main Psyduck. He was my boy.
Well, no, I fucked up my saving
Oh, okay.
because I didn't pay for the game. I just downloaded a like mod.
Uh-huh.
So like, yeah, it didn't work over well. So I only played a little bit of the game itself. It was fun though. Just going on little adventures, talking to Pokemon, and be like, "Hey, what do you need help with?" "Oh, my balloon's stuck in the tree. I don't know what to do." They'd be like,
It's really
"Okay,
cute.
bud. Okay, bud. Hey, Butterfree, you can fly. Yeah, but I don't have hands. Oh,
I got no hands.
valid point. Let's go get Flygon."
I have little tiny arms.
It's such a fun, family-friendly game
Yeah, it's just like Pokemon being productive members of society.
in their own society. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, Pokemon's so awesome.
Yeah. What a phenomenon.
The one of the things that gets me though is like the creators are such dicks.
They are?
They're so arrogant.
Well,
I
'cause,
remember
like,
watching a YouTube interview thing where it was like, "Oh yeah, what do you do with like the fan comments and things like that?" And they're like, "Oh well, sometimes we will print them out and read them to the staff, and then laugh and throw them in the trash."
Oh, I remember that. That's not true, is it?
Yeah, no, I watched the interview. I saw the dude like say the things.
Oh, wow.
And he was just like, "You people don't know what you want. We do."
Yeah.
Which,
it's
like,
true.
I get that to a point, but, like, if everyone's just like, "Hey, you have the Nintendo DS with cameras on it? Pokemon Snap would be really cool."
Yeah.
You're just like, "Nah, we're not going to do one of those."
Well, they're probably doing the market research too, where it's like we could release this game, but we have this other bigger game that we want to release first, and it's just like a thing of resources. I mean, I'm trying to like
They
also
came
think of
out-
like a corporate mindset, but like, sorry, go ahead.
They came out with Black and White before they came out with the Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, well,
Imagine if that was the rebuttal. Don't get me wrong, Black 2 and White 2 is great, but, like, if they were like, "Okay, yeah, we fucked up, we'll finally give you the thing you wanted."
I don't know. I feel like Pokemon's just like too big to fail at this point, so it's just like they can just like.
Very true.
A lot of people were complaining about this generation, Gen 8, Sword and Shield,
Really?
because like they were because of Dexgate and not releasing all the Pokemon. They're saying,
yeah.
so half-assed. They don't care. Oh, I'm not gonna buy this game. Fuck you guys. And they still sold a shit ton of games. It's just like it doesn't
Right.
matter. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Like,
People are
I'm
still
not
gonna
gonna
buy
pay
it.
for a half-assed game. Like, there's so much wrong with it. Like, I
Right.
saw so many people complaining and just being like, "It's not fun. Like, I can't do a thing." And I'm just like, did you play it? Like,
Right.
you're just going around battling stuff and like being cheerful as fuck. Like, there's no villains, so like there's no negativity in the game whatsoever.
It's a utopia.
Nobody's abusing Pokemon,
Yeah.
except for that one prick that's just like, "I'm really important."
Oh yeah, Bede. I like him. He's cool.
He was such a prick.
He's such like a typical like shonen asshole.
Yeah, he definitely was. And then the old lady just being like, "Hey, you're wearing pink. I like the cut of your jib. I'm making you my apprentice."
Yep.
Then went from all psychic to all fucking fairy type.
He's got forced into like being a gym leader. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. One of the things I really like also is how Sword and Shield have different gym leaders,
Yeah, that's cool too.
but only certain
yeah.
ones. Like, I think 2 of them are different. Like, instead of rock, there's ice, and instead of ghost, there's fighting.
Right. It's
Which-
cool. It's nice to like, have like some more differences between games because before it was just like only like 10 Pokemon you can catch in the other game and you can't catch in this one, and it's like okay, well, it's not enough to justify buying a second game.
Right. I mean, I can't justify it still.
Mm-hmm. Because it's so much more expensive now.
Yeah. Like, with one game in the DLC, that is enough to buy 2 of the original for, like, any other version of Pokemon.
Yeah, actually, I probably buy 3. It's like $90 altogether. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you
I
get
think
like
they sold for
three.
45 for the
Oh,
cartridges.
okay. You can
I
buy
remember
three
them
Game Boy
retaining
Advance
that
era
value
games.
too.
Oh yeah, those are like gold bricks. Like Pokemon games never decline in value, except for
It was
like X and Y
insane.
and Sun and Moon because they had such a surplus. But yeah,
And
I
black and
definitely
white because it was
yeah
so not wanted.
yeah I got Y for like $20 at no 17.99 at GameStop once. So it was,
Which I really think it's one of the better versions.
X and Y were fun. They were did a lot of cool stuff with it.
There's a lot of like after game content that they came out with, like after Elite Four content that you could do, like travel
Yeah.
around, like find the mysterious people that you can battle, doing all the stuff for the secret agent guy that's been in like multiple versions of the games.
Yeah, the Megastone stuff that was fun. Like yeah,
Yeah,
it was like it was like the first like 3D Pokemon game, which is really cool because like it made me like fall back in love with Pokemon because like they
right.
you can kind of like see them in a new light. It was cool. Like some designs I used to hate or I loved after that because like they look so much cooler in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It was cool that they had it all in 3D too. Just like that visual effect is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Another gripe I have with the newer version is, well, the last two versions. I think it's really neat that they had like Alolan and Galarian and stuff like that versions of Pokemon.
Yeah,
But like, I think they should have just stuck with doing it in one generation opposed to two,
yeah,
because just release new Pokemon at this. Like, the character designs are different enough that they could just not be the same thing.
right.
Like Mr. Rhyme and the Mr. Mime and Mime Jr. Like this ice psychic bullshit.
Yeah, that pissed me off because Jinx still doesn't have an evolution and she's Ice and Psychic. Jinx died for Mr. Rhyme and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. And like they could have just given Jinx an evolution too. Just have them
Right,
become a couple or some shit.
right. It's just
Just
like,
some
you know
weird
what?
tap dancing clown.
Right. Just like leave, we're help out my girl Jinx.
But like, what was it? Wheezing looks different enough where they could have made it. Well, I guess not Wheezing. Wheezing's a bad
Meowth
example.
is pretty different.
Yeah, the new Meowth is different enough, and like it even has a different evolution for it. The new like Lanoon is different, and
Yeah.
Zigzagoon with the whatever the last one is.
Obstagoon.
Yeah, there's enough different that they could just be like, oh, new Pokemon, different names.
Yeah. Also, it's just kind of like I feel like it's always a cheap excuse to like not make proper evolutions for like older Pokemon. Kind of like what they do with
Yeah,
Mega Evolutions. Like I love Mega Evolutions, but it's like you still could have just gave them like an actual evolution and called it a day.
yeah, like they have Mega Evolution, Dynamax, and
Yeah.
isn't there one more?
No. Just
Oh
those
no, it
two.
was the items in Sun and Moon where they like had their specialty move doing the Lucha Libre shit.
Yeah, yeah. What do
That's
you call
what
those
the
things again?
specialty thing was.
The freaking Z crystals.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean like every generation has like a gimmick, I guess, after like X and Y. But it's kind of cool. It kind of refreshes things a little bit. I think like the interesting thing is like if they're ever gonna like put all of them together in like one meta game, and kind of like you can have a team that has like a Z Crystal, a team with the Mega Evolution, and like a
Hmm.
Gigantamax all in one team, except for being limited by generation. But we'll see.
I guess with the evolution of the game too, it kind of adheres to having a Pokemon Stadium basically too,
Yeah,
because you
it
can just
definitely.
battle random people throughout the world and like just sync up with a friend locally.
Yeah, I definitely think the newer generations of games are catering more towards the competitive scene as opposed to like more just like story based casual playing. Not
Which
saying
I
that's like
prefer story based personally,
yeah,
but
not thinking that's like a I think it's a bad thing because like you do have to kind of move with the market and like you can't
right.
like so like I think it's fine that they're doing it, but I still wish they would give like the story a little bit more love and like kind of
Yeah,
make
not having villains or like any side quests really fucked with it,
yeah
and getting rid of like the necessity for I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the TMHM thing
yeah. I
because
mean
I
I
liked
like
that as a thing,
yeah
but it also was annoying to have just one Pokemon that was like, oh, what's up, Bidoof? You can learn Roulette, like you can learn Rock Smash, Strength, cut, surf, and pretty much everything else except for fly that I need. That's pretty dope.
I do think like it was a quality of life improvement to get rid of hidden moves, just because like it doesn't lock your move choices. You can be a little more flexible and creative with your move sets, and like also kind of like opens up the, I guess it opens up the world a little bit more, but I don't know.
They had a
It's
move
like
deleter at every Pokemon, like
every Pokemon
healing
Center.
station.
Yeah, I think they definitely like went a little too far with quality of life improvements this generation, just because like it's just painfully easy to get through the game, and it kind of like it doesn't feel as challenging as it used to back in the olden days, where like you had to make sure you had the right Pokemon with the right moves. You had to like reserve one slot for an HM slave. You had to like double back or finish this side quest to get this HM to cut this tree down to get to the next thing, and like it's like I kind of missed that. It kind of helps make the game a little bit longer, and like
I think
you
it
get a
makes
little
it
bit
more
more
fun.
mileage. Yeah, you get a little more mileage out of the game as opposed to just breezing through it. But yeah,
Yeah, I miss it.
yeah. Like what you said with the
Again,
XP sharing.
I like the newest version still. Don't get me wrong, but like I miss what Pokemon was, and it's not as bad with like personally. I really don't like Sun and Moon. It was too handholdy.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, like, at least they introduced the. I really like the system that they introduced with having wild Pokemon that are like higher than what your level are.
Yeah.
So that way you have to run away.
Yeah.
But then once you beat the game, they cap it at level 70.
Mm-hmm.
Or they cap it at level 70 regardless, and that like just makes it easy to just be like, well, I don't care about this trash.
Yeah, I think Sun and Moon were too handholdy because I think like the mindset was like we want to bring in newer, younger players who may not know how to play the game, who haven't been there since like the beginning, like us. And I think they probably learned their lesson a little bit with this generation Sword and Shield by just making it a little bit more open and accessible for anyone to kind of just jump in and play it. That's why it's so easy to level up everyone. So like you're not like getting crushed by every gym leader. You can kind of like just like seamlessly get through the game. And I think that was probably their motivation for making it so quote short and easy, and like so many quality of life improvements was just make it more accessible.
Overall, Pokemon, just keep doing what you're doing, I guess.
I mean, they know what they're doing. Again. They have like they're doing the research. Like you can't just like assume that they're just like sitting around like not knowing what's going on, just doing whatever they want. Like they're doing research. They're play testing. They're getting opinions.
I get that. It's more so like I just miss the older generation where there was a fun like puzzle and adventure throughout all of it, and like you had to do this thing so you can do this thing, and then like you could also get distracted and do this thing. You could like adventure into like the safari zone and like do all these neat exotic things that like that don't necessarily have to do with the main story, but like will help you grind so that you can beat the other characters in it. And like I loved the calling old trainers that you fought throughout the game, or like
that was
exchanging
really fun.
Phone numbers.
Yeah, Versus Seeker, that was super cool. Yeah,
it was a super good I think that was what, Gen 3 also, right? Or was it Gen 2?
It was like Fire Red Leaf Green, which I think is a part of Gen 3, and then I think they redid it, and I think they might have done it a little bit in Heart Gold Soul Silver. The phone numbers were Gold and Silver.
Right.
Yeah. I think they did a little bit of it in Diamond and Pearl.
And you could call them too, and like just be like, "Hey, want a battle?" Or just like they would randomly call you throughout the game and just be like, "Hey, man, like, me and Rattata fought a thing today. It was really cool and it was really close. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to the next time we battle. See ya."
Yeah, that was really cute. Yeah.
It would come at inopportune times sometimes when you're like trying to go through a course on a bike and you have to like go through a jump with like X amount of speed. Then as soon as you're about to hit the jump, just get the call from fucking Trainer Joey just being like, "Rattata's awesome. Peace."
Not right now.
Just like, "Fucking Joey!"
Not a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, let's talk about Pokemon Go a little bit more.
Sure, but yeah.
Like,
final thoughts were like Gen 8 is fun. Lots of like its designs are great, gameplay is great, wild area is great, but I think they just made too many quality of life improvements, and like in order to be accessible and also to like cater more to the competitive scene, and like that is not necessarily a bad thing.
We'll say, okay, 1 out of 10, 1 being bad, 10 being perfect. What do you give it?
I will give it a 7.5.
God damn it! I was thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah, but we'll see how much it improves with the new DLC pack. It might actually be a lot better.
I don't think I'm gonna buy the new DLC pack.
All right, well,
I don't
want
to spend $30, but so I'll just trust you on it.
Okay.
I'll keep with Pokemon Go. I played my $60 of fun out of it. I'll occasionally go back and do like den battles, but like that's when I'm super bored and just cooking or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I have a Switch and I need to do something with it. Because I only bought a Switch for Super Smash, which no one plays with me, and Pokemon.
Get Slay the Spire.
What is Slay the Spire?
It's a turn-based survival tower conquering game with you play with like trading cards, and it's like super addictive.
Yeah, it's for the Switch.
Yeah, it's for the Switch, Steam.
Right.
I think it's on the PS4 too.
Yeah, you got me. How much is it?
It's $25.
Okay, that's fine.
You can catch it on sale for like $20.
Yeah, I already said I paid for the 25. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll get. Just text me the name.
Sure.
And say it once more for the listeners or listener.
Slay the Spire.
Got it. So if you're listening, get Slay the Spire. That's our Pokemon Sword and Shield review.
Good night, folks.
So have you've been playing Pokemon Go more consistently too? Like
yeah.
We're lucky friends at this point.
Yeah, I've cooled down a little bit in the past couple of weeks just because like I've been like busy with work and stuff. But like
Right.
I've missed like a lot of events and stuff. But like I still like I'll open it up like when I'm at my desk and just kind of like spin like whatever Pokestops near me just to kind of get some items and catch whatever's around.
Right.
But I haven't like actually gone outside and journeyed to catch stuff for like a while.
Well, next weekend on Saturday is Community Day, and we got Rhyhorn.
Yeah, I wanted Dratini, but whatever.
See, personally, I think I wanted Machop.
Really?
Yeah, but I think then they would also introduce the. You would have to trade the Pokemon to get the evolution on some of them because they introduced that as a thing with some of them. Like Conkeldurr, Machop, Gengar, Alakazam. They make it so like you can just trade the Pokemon and it'll evolve, and then you don't have to pay the 100 candy that you would normally have to pay.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I just like never actually traded with anyone before, just so because like I don't.
We're gonna.
Yeah, can you trade long distance, or you have to be like next to someone?
Anime Boston's a couple months away.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Hell yeah! So we're gonna trade Pokemon. We're gonna catch Pokemon. We're gonna be Pokemon.
Poke Bros.
Poke Bros. So like the current event that they have is Tornadus, and like, so I've weird luck when I'm doing raid hour, which is Wednesdays 6 to 7. And I'm doing it in the South Shore. I have no problem catching Pokemon, but anytime I go into the city, I don't catch Pokemon.
That's weird. Like, you're not encountering them, or are they breaking out of their balls, or what?
They're breaking out when I'm doing the raid hour. So, like, the legendary like, I did 4 Tornadus raids yesterday and didn't catch a single one.
That's weird. Maybe because, like, there's some more people, so they just make it more competitive. I don't know.
Whereas, like, the week before, I went, or maybe the week before, whenever the first week was with Tornadus. Sorry.
It's okay.
I got 5 out of 6.
Oh.
And only one of them was not a 3-star, too. So it's super weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's harder with, like, a larger group.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like Sword and Shield in the raids where, like, if you have, like, all real people, like, the catch rate's much lower, but if you do it by yourself locally, it's easier to catch them.
But it's so hard to catch when, like, you have... No, we're done talking about Sword and Shield.
Okay, it's dead.
It's dead to me! Because when you get the random NPCs that are like, oh, I've got a Magikarp. Just like,
Martin and
fuck you, why
fucking
even make that
Solrock.
a thing?
Martin and Solrock need to die. I hate them so much. All he
Yeah.
uses is cosmic power every fucking turn.
Yeah.
So useless.
Just make it like Persona or something like that where you can control the AI a little bit.
Yeah.
Like attack, heal, defense, something.
Yeah.
Pricks. Maybe I'll be in the next gen.
Yeah, we'll see.
But like, I don't know. So I think Pokemon Go's been doing a good job of updating everything and like making fun events and
Yeah, the events are really nice. I'll give them a lot of credit for that.
yeah, and like doing events not just on Community Day and stuff like that. Just being like, oh hey, just so you know, this weekend Latios and Latias are gonna be the raids, so meet up with people and do your thing because
Yeah.
you can't beat it on your own.
Like I still love the I still love the water festival. That was like so fun because I love like catching all these awesome water Pokemon and like
And then like if you're by the water, there are even more water Pokemon.
yeah, that's sick. And even like the new Chinese New Year one with all like the red Pokemon, that was like really fun because I caught a shit ton of Voltorb and Magikarp and like it was just fun and like
I got a bunch of Charmeleon.
Yeah, that was cool too. Now they're doing pink Pokemon for Valentine's Day.
Yep, and that's pretty cute. And I think they're doing Lantern or something like that right now.
Okay.
Something with Lantern.
That's cool. I like him.
And I'm finally at a point where I can beat 3-star raids comfortably on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I did a Alolan Raichu by myself, which is like one of the harder raid 3 stars to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pain in the ass, and I almost lost by like 5 seconds or something like that.
Oh wow.
Because you have less time with the oh no, they're only advertising the pink ones now. So we got Slowpoke, Love Disc, Lickitung, Happiny, probably Chansey, Hoppip, I think the Adriano or whatever its name is.
Audino.
Adina, that's it. I still there's like a day where I checked the raid listings and I was like, Aerodactyl, fuck yeah. And then like didn't see a single Aerodactyl and I'm just so upset that I can't fucking catch that thing.
The lies.
But I think it's really awesome that they introduced the PvP battles too.
Oh yeah, that was really cool too. Yeah, I like that. I only did a couple, but
And
yeah,
like to get a refresh on so like if you do 5 PvP battles, then you get Stardust and stuff like that, and your rank goes up. Mm-hmm. And you get more and more Stardust, the more like your rank goes up. And to be able to do PvP battles, you have 2 options, which is 1, walk 3 kilometers, or however that is in miles, and 2, you could pay just 200 coins in the game, so that way you don't have to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, personally, I'm not paying to do that, so I'm just walking and doing battles.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't just... I wish it wasn't just Great League, and you had an option to choose which league that you were competing in, because, like, not all of my best Pokemon are the 1500s.
Yeah, you kind of like power them up because you want to like kick ass.
Yeah. And you want to have more powerful Pokemon for raids and things like that, not necessarily PvP, because it was so non-essential before.
Right.
But like, I found Vigoroth is really fucking good for it.
Oh really?
Yeah. My Vigoroth is how do we check teams? Because I made a team called Default. Because I am creative like that. Oh, not that.
So I think it's like swipe to the left when you're in the Pokemon menu.
Is there a way? Oh no, I guess I can't.
Yeah, you swipe to the left in the menu.
I'll just search for my Vigoroth because I only have. Oh no, I have 2. I have one that's lucky too. Fuck.
Oh, cool.
Its moves are Scratch and Brick Break, which I need to change its first attack to a fighting move. Because, I mean, Scratch is really fast, and Brick Break charges its power move so quickly, because it's a 3-spot, that it just takes down the... People will just use their shields typically, and fighting moves like that are, like, really key.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that he's a good boy for it.
Hmm.
And this one's a 3-star, so that works. And this one's a 3-star too. Oh, it's almost perfect. And it has counter, so I should probably raise this one up a little bit, but that's when I have more Stardust. Because I used a whole bunch of Stardust to level, like, my Machamp and Tyranitar.
The boys.
Yeah, we're going to trade Mewtwo's, and it's going to be dope. I really think it's cool that they introduced that system, too, with the Lucky Friends and things like that.
Yeah, those are fun. I like, there's like, the game gets like so deep, and I didn't even know that it was like that like deep and complex until you started explaining stuff to me. And I was like, oh, what the hell's a Lucky Friend?
Right. Like, whoa. When did they introduce this?
I can get like a
know, but
roided
it's a
out
thing
Pokemon.
now. Like, they made this game more fun?
Right.
What?
What?
They give incentive to do certain things, like walk around or like become friends with people and interact with others and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, sure,
Get
there's
out of the
still people
house.
cheating all the time,
Yeah.
which, like, I hate spoofing, which is the term that they use for people that don't leave their house and just use their phone GPS to, like, send themselves places.
Yeah, it's lame.
Yeah. I was straight up at a gym, took it over, and not a single person was around me, and it started getting attacked. I will report people in the future.
Yeah.
Because, like, fuck that. I took that gym so that way I could get the bonus on the raid that was coming up.
Yeah.
Cheating's dumb.
So dumb.
And they haven't catered to the US as much, too, I don't think. Like, they do all the special events, like the, was it Sylph Road or whatever, in Canada and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't done anything in the US for the most part. I guess San Diego and other places like that, but, like, that's only one specific area.
Yeah.
Those cool things should, like, give more, or an increased rate around to our areas, too.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Oh. Yeah, I want to get like more like access to like the regional Pokemon, like you're like in different continents that I'll never get to travel to. But I think they had like one event like a year or two ago. But
well, they had one recently, a few months ago, where it was like you could hatch eggs of Pokemon in other regions, but like it was only from Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should do that more often with like second generation.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see how it goes. They're doing a good job so far. I'm having fun.
Yeah. Did you get Pokemon Home?
What?
Pokemon Home's out now.
What is Pokemon Home?
Pokemon Home it's kind of like Pokemon Bank, but like now it is connected with Sword and Shield, Let's Go. You can also connect it with Pokemon Bank to transfer all of your like Gen like 1 through 4 Pokemon, 1 through 5 to like when Sword and Shield gets their updated Pokedex, you can probably transfer everything to Sword and Shield. But you can also just have all your Pokemon in one location online. You can trade with the GTS. The GTS is back, and you can trade across the world. You can also do Wonder Trades. Yeah, it's cool. It's like everything they gutted. I
can get my Pokemon from that I've collected on X and Y from every generation.
Yes.
Eventually, and put it onto Sword and Shield.
If they ever update the Dex to include them, which they probably will, because it makes no sense not to.
I'll probably wait until it's more accessible to do that, and then do the free trial thing.
Yeah.
If there is one, and then just do a dump and then just get rid of it.
Yeah, they're gonna probably they're gonna add Pokemon Go functionality at some point too. But yeah, it's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
You get on the mobile and also on the Switch. So yeah.
Good job, Pokemon.
Yeah,
good job, Niantic.
It is annoying that they kind of like gutted. This feature was already in like Pokemon Sun and Moon and X and Y, but they took this like global trade feature out and put it in like a cloud service, which is like whatever. I get it. You want to make some money, and it's fine. But yeah,
they have so much money already.
I know, but they want more money. It's capitalism, buddy.
They have all the money.
I know.
Nintendo has so much money. Like, no, I won't get into it. I listened to a podcast that was just like going on about how like Nintendo had like 97% of all fucking gaming at one point.
That's insane.
Well, no, it was Atari that had 97%.
Wow.
Then Nintendo came out along with Sega, and Super Nintendo like dominated at first.
Yeah.
But then Sega Genesis came out, blah blah blah. But
then PlayStation came and beat everybody's ass.
It really did, but that's because Nintendo backstabbed PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or they
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Sony. It really was. They had it featured in a gaming magazine and everything, having the PlayStation be a Nintendo product that had cartridges and discs.
Wow.
But they were just like, oh, there's a clause in this contract that says, like, you get something that we don't want you to have. So, like, deuces.
Bye.
But what have you been reading? What have you been doing? What you up to?
Yeah, reading. What have I been reading? I've been reading the current X-Men run by Jonathan Hickman, post House of X, Powers of X. It's pretty good. And I think you guys did an episode at some point, but like it's kind of nice to like see the X-Men kind of like in this storyline after like decades of being like hated and feared, being screwed over by the Marvel editors, being like killed off, depowered, all this shit. The X-Men finally were like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're not taking this anymore. We're gonna build like a real island nation, claim sovereignty. We're gonna have like a really awesome export that you guys are gonna depend on, and like it's kind of nice to see like mutants kind of like claim their agency and have like power. Only like a weird thing is that it kind of feels a little culty at times because they're just like they're so focused on self-preservation and like I don't know, it's kind of like weird. And they also have like the humans who are trying to like still get rid of them, and they're kind of like have their own kind of like cult thing where it's like we gotta eradicate the mutants at all costs. We're gonna make like the best Sentinels ever. So it's just kind of like a weird cult versus cult arms race kind of thing. It's interesting, but it's just kind of like away from the superheroics that I was kind of expecting, and it's just much more just like intrigue and like propaganda. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I like it. It's kind of like a more of a sci-fi bend, which is like needed.
It's almost like they're starting to care about X-Men more now that they have the rights to them again.
Almost, yeah. Instead of like getting rid of them and replacing with the Inhumans, which only lasted for like what 2 years.
That
they're
was
like,
such
oh
a
wait,
bad idea.
Yeah, we got the rights back. Fuck the Inhumans, because they were like we're getting ready to kill off all the mutants just to prop up Inhumans. It was like crazy. I'm
so
glad
silly.
they got the rights back in time.
Yeah, before it was just like, yeah, it turns out Wolverine, he's an Inhuman now.
Right, they're probably gonna start pulling some shit like that. Well, they had like the freaking Terrigen cloud that was like going around the world and like making mutants sick. It was just like, guys, we already had a mass genocide like less than a decade ago. What's happening? It's like,
and then that sparked Civil War 2 and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it was like we had success with Civil War. Let's try it again.
Nope.
Civil War 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So dumb. And I hate the revisionist history of like Tony Stark's like on the good guy side now, and it's like no. First Civil War, Tony Stark was a fucking asshole. So don't ever try to make him a good
piece
guy.
Of shit.
Right. And they're like, oh, now he's on the side of the good guys. I'm like, no. That's revisionist.
Yeah, that's how comics work, I guess.
Yeah. What about you? Sorry. I'm also playing Slay the Spire, which is like an awesome, I said earlier, turn-based card strategy game, survival mode. It's super hard at times, but like the thing I like about it the most is that like when you lose, you still kind of like progress because you kind of unlock stuff as you lose, and it kind of like most games I feel are like so difficult that like when you lose, you don't want to play it again or pick it back up for a while. This game like makes you want to like play it again because like, oh, if I made that right move, I could have won. I got to go back and do it again. And it's like
right,
it really
like, fuck, I could just do this thing.
Right, and like it really makes you want to keep playing and like
wake up in the middle of the night just like I could have done that.
Right, exactly, and like no run is ever the same because it's all like randomized. So it's like
right,
so it's like it's fresh every time. So it's just like designed to make you addicted to it. So I definitely recommend Slay the Spire.
I remember there was a Yu-Gi-Oh game that I was playing where like the opponent had the same starting hand every single time, and like you had the same starting hand no matter like where you were. Like, just if you were at that save point, it would just be like, nope, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna lose. You're just gonna lose no matter what.
Right.
It's like, fuck. Fine, I'll just lose and then restart and go back and beat the guy, whatever.
Right. It's similar to that, yeah, for sure.
Right. I have been watching anime. Surprise. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's pretty fun out right now. There's I think it's called Sekai when it's video game stuff, where it's like people going into video game world things.
Oh, Isekai? Yeah.
Isekai, that's it, yeah. And it's called I Don't Like Pain, So I Maxed Out Defense. It's super, super cute because the main character is
weirder and weirder.
Yeah, I mean, can't just hit gold with Cowboy Bebop every single time.
True.
And next season we're gonna get Gleipnir, which is gonna be cool as fuck. Which I'll show that to you at Anime Boston because the first like few volumes are out.
What's it called?
Gleipnir.
Gleipnir.
Yeah, Gleipner.
Oh, sounds Norse.
It's like monsters. People are becoming monsters because an alien is like morphing their bodies with liquid that is actually the aliens that are from his planet because he crashed and like they've been scattered throughout the planet, blah blah blah, and so their bodies are morphing into what they think their ideal is, and this dude becomes like pretty much a suit, but he doesn't know why.
Like Parasite, kind of.
I don't know. I don't think I would say Parasite. You're saying the anime Parasite, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual Parasite.
Yeah.
It's a very. There's several shows that come to mind, but I can't recall the titles because like they weren't very good. This one's doing it right though.
Mm-hmm.
Where like they're all competing for the same thing, like think Zatch Bell or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like there's one alien that is like the one that distributes the extra power and shit like that, and like this dude doesn't know what's going on. He just woke up one day and he became like a mascot suit that was super strong and like a monster to him. And he has a gun for some reason too, but like then he meets up with someone and they start wearing him and like fighting with his strength because he's a super pacifist. And he doesn't want to actually do the thing, so he's justifying like doing these things by having someone else control him to do it. It's a very neat thing, very neat show, or it's going to be a neat show. It's a very neat manga right now. Really cool artwork and character designs for a lot of things. And the art studio looks like they're going to be doing a good job when it comes out this spring. I think spring. Yeah, this spring. So it's going to be coming out like right at Anime Boston time, and I'm going to be pushing the book.
Sweet.
So I'll have to send you a link on like Kiss Manga or something like that.
Okay.
What was I saying before though? Oh right, I don't like pain, so I maxed out defense. So it's pretty much focused on a girl that isn't super into video games, but she has a friend that is, and they have like the little headsets that they put on, so they're put into the virtual world, and that's where primarily the story takes place. Occasionally they'll like go back into the real world.
Yeah.
But like, she's become so incredibly overpowered that the admins are still just like ignoring her because there's like, I don't want to hear what she's done now. I don't know what's going on. She's becoming more powerful than the final boss. Just because, pretty much, yeah. They're like, at one point, this is a slight spoiler. At one point, they put in a monster boss fight that's supposed to be almost impossible to beat. And like, they're like, yeah, we put that thing in as a joke. Somebody actually beat it? What? No.
Impossible.
She can't move around, but like she did, like she like bought a skill that she gave herself so that way like shield protection or something like that, so she'll automatically go in front of somebody that she's partied up with, so she can just casually jump to that spot. But because her defense is so high, she's taking no damage.
That's cool.
It's very
sounds like
cute.
the comedy is probably like really high there.
It's very comedic, but like the action scenes are pretty cool, and character designs are fun too.
Okay.
It's getting really good. She's like an exception in this world. She's like half the level of like the top player in the game, but she's ranked number 3.
Okay.
I definitely suggest it. I think it's on Hulu,
Okay. I'm like looking up right now.
so I'll suggest that one. And there's one that's not as good out right now called Infinite Dendogram, which I'm gonna retract. Actually, don't watch that.
Okay.
I'm watching it because like it's a time filler for me, but that one's not very good.
Okay.
Just watch I Don't Like Pain, so I maxed out defense. That's my only suggestion for now.
Sweet. Will do.
And I'm rewatching Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Because that show's cool, but like seeing floppy disks and stuff like that is so silly.
We are the knights. Sorry.
It's a good show. It's a fun time. That's it. So with that, you people know the drill. Suggest us to friends. We're desperate. We want your love and affection. So give us a like, subscribe, go on one of the many platforms. You could just go to our website, which is multiversepodcast.com, I think, or it's multiverse.com. Try both. You'll find us.
Just Google us.
Yeah, it'll be perfectly fine. I don't know how you're listening to us without any of this information anyway, but like, share us to friends. Support your local nerd. It'll be a good time. And with that, enjoy your issues.